Hey everyone, it's patch 3.23 Affliction, and today I want to give you guys a quick tip on something you really should keep in the back of your head for this upcoming league, as this could potentially be a really impactful bit of knowledge to know for the upcoming economy. So, Warden of the Maji is a new ascendancy that's coming out with Affliction, and is going to be a very popular ascendancy choice for quite a lot of builds. Tinctures are a new flask item that is being introduced, and one of the new tinctures makes it so all of your bow and weapon attacks are always guaranteed to poison. This is going to be really strong in builds such as Poison Lightning Strike and Poison Molten Strike, as they can now use claws, and it's going to open up new builds such as Poison Caustic Arrow and a variety of other new builds as we move on to the league that are going to very much want to be Wardens of the Maji. Not only that, but tinctures in general are going to be very powerful, and a lot of melee builds are most likely going to be picking this, meaning we're going to have a lot of people playing this ascendancy. The reason we care about that is because Oath of the Maji is an incredibly strong point they're going to see have insane popularity in the upcoming league, especially at the start of the season. What this does is it gives you incredibly powerful effects if you have no socketed gems in certain pieces of gear. The two we care about are the 25% increased life if nothing's in your gloves, and the 30% movement speed if nothing's in your boots. Lots of people have been talking about not equipping anything in your boots and taking this so you can have 30% movement speed through your whole leveling experience. And we can take this even further by scaling this into endgame when we combine with the powerful Abyss uniques. So there's quite a lot of different Abyss uniques that have been either buffed or reworked over the past few leagues, making them substantially more powerful and actually pretty included in a few builds that are decently popular. First one here we have is Tombfist. This is a unique that either can roll with 1 or 2 Abyss sockets, and then it rolls 2 random Abyss modifiers out of this total pool. This pair of gloves is pretty popular in some variants of Trinity Tornado Shots and in Frostblades, and we'll see quite a lot of play in it. Now, this is going to be a little bit RNG, as you're going to most likely need at least one of the good modifiers, and you're going to want to find a 2 Abyss socket one, but these can be worth quite a bit of money. Another good example is going to be Bubonic Trail. This is another Abyss item that has 2 Abyss sockets on it, and this has seen a lot of popularity in both a cold version of EK on Hierophant, some versions of Ourobots, and we'll most likely see some popularity in a few other builds such as Trinity Tornado Shot and some minion builds such as Allie and Poison SRS potentially. The special thing here is that they give you reservation efficiency when you are affected by Abyss Duel, and there's a decent amount of builds that actually currently want this effect. Between these two, you effectively only have to give up 2 of your gem sockets instead of all 4. And if you're a build that didn't really need that many gem sockets in the first place, this is great because you get 2 back in terms of Abyss sockets, and these will not count against Oath of the Maji, meaning you can still gain stats out of those sockets while still gaining either the 25% increased life or the 30% increased movement speed. There's quite a lot of other really nice uniques that you can get at the same time while doing Abyss. For example, you have Shroud the Lightless, which has gotten substantially more powerful and substantially more popular over the past few leagues. Not only that, but all 4 of the Abyss jewels are actually seeing a decent amount of popularity, and Amudamuz is always a great find Abyss because it's going to always be a multi-div item due to the total power that this gives you in both Allie and Poison SRS. We also have Techward's Gaze, which we see used in a few builds. We have Krugal's Gaze, which has seen quite a lot of popularity in a cold EK variant. And we have Ullman's Gaze, which has seen a little bit of popularity in Trinity Tornado Shot. The last thing to mention, the Abyss uniques that are worth a lot of money is the new Darkness Enthralled, which now has the increased effect of socket Abyss jewels as a roll. And as you get closer and closer to 100% increased effectiveness, this item starts being worth divs and divs and divs, making this very, very powerful to get. Overall, every time you go meet a Lich in the Abyss, you have a very high outcome of getting a multi-div item that is going to sell very quickly due to its popularity. What I have here are all of the Abyss nodes that actually matter for giving you a higher chance of seeing these uniques. And what I'm trying to show you here is where you might want to path to potentially include these into your tree, as a lot of the points that we have here are already points that a lot of builds pick up. Typically, most builds are going to path through the center like this. They're going to path on this slant. They're going to most likely path on this side of the tree. And realistically, you don't need a path from the start like this, but I'm just showcasing you just how easy it is to pick up everything while still being near the points that you might want for your personal strategy. So all we have here is going to be Underground Kingdom, which gives you an additional chance for Abysses the more pack size you have in your map, as well as all the other nodes giving you a chance for Abyss. We then have both Awakened Depths and Inspired Darkness. Inspired Darkness doesn't do anything for these Abysses, but it's going to make it so the Stygian belts from Spires, which you're going to see quite a lot of, drop with 1 extra item level, making these substantially more valuable at the start of a league, giving you a lot of extra value, as high item level Stygians are always worth a lot of money. But we mostly are here for Awakened Depths, which gives us a 100% increased chance to see depths, as well as the 2 small points here giving us another 5% chance. And one thing you want to keep in mind is that depths have been completely reworked to where if you see one, it is guaranteed to have a lich. Spires do not spawn inside of depths anymore, meaning you're always guaranteed a boss fight, which is always going to potentially give you a multi-div item. Lastly, we're going to be picking up the small abyss chance node here, and we're going to be pathing all the way up to reactive swarm. We don't need reactive swarm per se, we just want the 3 nodes prior to it for additional abyss chance, but taking reactive swarm and potentially even taking abyssal army is going to actually be really nice to have, as reactive swarm is going to give you more monsters, and then abyssal army is going to give you even more monsters on top of that, and make all the monsters give you a lot of XP, making this really worthwhile to just get more XP and level faster on League launch. This is very simple to incorporate in your build, and it only takes about 15 points or so to pick up all the abyss nodes, which I think is a really good value proposition given just how easy fighting the abyss liches are and just how much value that they can potentially add and how they can make you potentially really rich on League launch very quickly. That's all I have to say for this video. I just wanted to make you aware of this, and if you end up getting some abyss items and if you add abyss to your current strategy, I hope you enjoy getting rich off of it, and I hope it helps you achieve your League start goals a little bit easier. If you have any questions, feel free to leave in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. I also stream on Twitch every single day, so feel free to come by and ask me any questions you have there. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you cuties in the next video.